to order. Historic Review Board, Monday, April 22nd, 2019. And can we have the roll call, please?
Yes. Joyce?
Present.
Okay. Kathy?
Present.
Dwayne? Absent. Billy?
Here.
Gigi?
Here?
Connie?
Yes.
Roger?
Here.
Braden?
Here.
No Todd, and then Deb.
Present. Thank you. And did everyone have a chance to look over their minutes? And if so, may I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Okay. All in favor, aye. Opposed, same. All right. Any correspondence that came in?
We've been getting a lot of complaints about the property that's on 100 Washington, and why this board was not involved in the situation. That being that it's not part of a historic district. I know, I don't know this for exact, but I've heard rumors out there that the building is actually planning on being reutilized and moved from the property to a new location. I'm not too sure as far as that goes, but like I said, we haven't received any applications or any formal development proposals for that project yet in order for us to release or give to anybody, so internally or
That's
externally.
why I called you, because I had
Yeah.
gotten a couple calls, and I'm thinking the paper had that big spread about it, and
Yeah.
then there's nothing, the planning.
Yeah, no, it
Cities got
would seem pretty early on for them to jump into that part.
Yeah,
But I mean, they seem to be pretty serious as far as what I've heard, that they got pretty much most of them already sold. Yeah.
That's why I called you,
Okay.
and I appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. I wish I had a better answer for you,
Well,
but I mean, it is what it is.
And that was
yeah.
my fault. I don't know where I thought that our district went to the railroad track. So I was only, 2.5 blocks short, so. But thank you for that.
No problem.
Okay.
I have a question. How does that work with the other apartment complex supposedly going to be built where the old Memorial Hospital was?
I'm not too familiar with that one.
It's different people.
They're
Okay.
totally different people.
Okay.
All right, we'll move right along then to our C of A for 621 Franklin Street.
The one that's already done.
Yeah, I noticed that when I went last Sunday to church. Why are these people doing that?
From what I was told, they were given bad information from other shop owners, as well as the Small Business Management Association, or whatever that is.
Main Street.
No, not Main Street, the Indiana's small business type of thing. I just find that hard to believe that they wouldn't tell you to talk to your city about, moving in and getting signage and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. Because I was shocked when I first saw the sign.
Yeah, because this sign isn't even supposed to be there. There's a discrepancy, and I'm still trying to figure exactly it out. But we own this vacant piece of land, and the sign sits on the land rather than up against the building where they own.
Right.
What I was told from the building owner is that the building owner owns a portion of it and gives gives access to the city. And from the city, I was told the opposite. So I'm kind of stuck in limbo until I get a good answer about that. But so that's why I'm not here to say, if, ands, or but. It's just approval for what they have. If they have to end up moving that and putting it, fixing it to the wall rather than on the post sign that they have, because there is another banner that's up there on the wall as well too. Obviously, historically, we would probably rather not affix it to the brick, but if it's not their property, they don't really have another option.
So do we need to wait until next meeting to find out what?
I mean, I guess you guys can give a pending approval on, one or the other option. That's up to you guys. If you want them to wait it out, I can do so. I mean, I don't think the sign's going anywhere.
Is this
That's the patina sign that used to be there.
You know, and they moved down to where Joya Flowers was.
Right, right, but is this is the, why can't I remember the people's names along this building?
Lake.
Yeah.
Is this on the part that's gonna face the
The
Civic Plaza?
Yeah,
Cause that part is gonna become a beer garden,
yeah.
Right.
so.
Well,
Yeah,
and
but
and
the city
Would the
does
city allow any kind of advertising on that wall?
They
If
said that they have no jurisdiction on if they were to put something on the wall, they would only allow that person that has that corner unit, because they utilize both the face of Franklin as well as facing the other way too. But they have to split their signage between there and the other side. They only get up to 72 square feet with.
from the corner.
Right. So.
So that would usually apply when a building was on a side street,
On a
main
corner,
street, or
yeah.
on a corner,
Yeah.
or maybe on the alley. But this is actually where their property line is, where there's another property.
Right.
And that's still allowed in that instance to have a sign on the side.
I guess so. I mean, that wasn't my choice, but everything within the downtown area is pretty much a question up the ladder for me. So, I mean, that's because everything is kind of iffy, and there's no two things are alike downtown is how they handle situations. It seems like, but
Because
I think
across the street,
there's another
where
one.
the
This one.
Spalding Hotel was, okay, the church I go to owns that property now. When that building was taken down, before we ever acquired the property, if you notice the building right next to it, there's several, looks like pillars
Yeah.
going up. When they tore that building down, they didn't remove those pillars. Technically, right now, those pillars belong to the church. They're adhered somehow to the building that's going to make it very difficult to remove them. If anything ever happened with those pillars, that, heaven forbid, one fell and injured somebody, the church would be liable. The people that are in there now, because they own the bricks between the pillars, put a sign up there. And they were allowed to do that.
Joyce, those pillars aren't there for structural reasons, are they?
Nobody can tell us that, Roger. So, that, in that case, I go with what you're saying, but they were allowed to do it because it's on their building. And unless they're changing the exterior of the building, they don't need to have a permit, they don't need permission. They can
So is that what the ordinance says? I've never seen the ordinance. I'm assuming there's some kind of ordinance.
Yeah, there is a sign ordinance, and it's kind of very vague in the way that they sign it. Just the same way as if you were to go to McDonald's, there's signage on the one side of the building, there's signage on the other side of the building, there's signage on the front, there's signage on the back. We allow it to where we split up their square footage, and as long as they stay under the threshold of the square footage, whatever they could fit within that.
But I believe the city owns this building, right?
No,
The Lake Building?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Not unless
could
it
be
just
wrong.
happened, because, no.
Maybe it's the land up to the building.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was what we did back.
Yeah. Because the lake still owns that
Yeah.
building and the one next across the alley.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So all we have the authority to comment on is the size.
Yes, as far as I know, yeah.
And if it should be structured to fit on the wall.
Versus on the city's property. Well, that would seem clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a little bit easier.
So,
It also seems to me if they're gonna put a beer garden there, that the lakes, you would think wouldn't want that sign there
Yeah.
on that wall.
would that be something then that the board could either, construct a letter or something to Mr. Lake concerning those issues?
Like the enforcement of moving that sign
Or
or,
not having the sign there at all?
yeah. That's something we could definitely work on. Like I said, that's something that I want to work with Craig and egging Skylar on to make sure
Right.
that I, you
That
know,
we can do it, but
right.
I know, that would be my recommendation to the board, is that if we contact him and ask him, tell him our feeling then and ask him what his feeling is on having that sign there. And then also stating to him that if he is going to allow it, that it needs to be affixed to the building.
That sounds-
I support that idea. I like it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping to get out of this.
Okay. So, are you gonna do the letter, or am I gonna do the letter,
I mean-
or you're gonna check out?
Well, what I can do is, early on this week, I'm gonna follow up with Skylar and Craig and see exactly what they wanna do. They've already, I believe, spoken to the building owner, to try to tell them that that's on our property, that we were gonna end up removing it. When the previous business moved out, we were gonna do that, take the
Right.
sign apart and actually give it back to the previous business owner, because they actually constructed the sign.
Right.
And then, offer them the opportunity to use the wall if need be, so.
Okay. So do you want,
I can
Let me
draft that up, yeah, I'll let you know,
okay, all right, do we need a motion for this?
yes,
Okay,
for approval.
someone like to make a motion?
Make a motion, what, that a letter be drafted?
Yeah, drafted, and the letter specifying saying that they have to move the location to the wall rather than, utilizing the pole property.
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay, thank you. Okay, then we will move on to 832 Pine Street. She's just in time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, is the meeting 6 or 6:30?
6.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're on time.
You're fine.
Great.
Perfect timing.
I goofed last time.
You're right on time.
Gigi was right. I presumed that clad meant covered in the windows, that they would be wood-covered windows, emulating and replicating the wooden windows that were currently there. And then we moved right along to paint colors. And clad windows mean aluminum clad, not wood clad. So the bottom line is that I've written an amended request for a COA because the directions as I proposed it before were ambiguous. If you approved clad windows, they'd be aluminum clad, and then they wouldn't match the existing windows, which Gigi was kind enough to point out, but I skimmed over that thinking that they were the same, so I apologize. That totally was my fault, not knowing the terms when I came in. And so I did go to Richard's Building Supply. They're one of my favorite suppliers in town, and they've got one company that makes Semco windows, which are wooden windows. Also, I know that if you require the wood to match, I don't know if they do that. I've not had time to go through the brochure. Or I know that you can get ash at what I want to say the name of the lumber yard on 12. It goes
Pioneer.
Pioneer, thank you. I know Pioneer has sashes. I'm sure that if they had wooden sashes that they would have wooden replacement windows as well. So that was the amendment of the original to make them matching the existing windows, to either repair or replace with matching windows.
Does anyone have any questions about that?
No, it's
And
a
forgive
lot
me,
of bother for such a small thing, but that was good that you came in.
sorry, I just,
No, that's fine, that's fine. Any, no questions?
I talk so much, there couldn't be one.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second?
Right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same? Okay. All right, you're set to go.
Thank you.
got here.
Next time I'll do my homework ahead of time.
You're fine.
That's fine.
We still have the rest of the pack.
Yes, some of the other,
You're kind.
okay, next we'll go on to 206 East 11th Street.
So on that one, it was just a replacement of shingles, like in kind and color. It was something simple to just over the counter at that point, so asphalt for asphalt.
Everybody get a chance to look at that.
Yeah, that seems pretty.
Standard,
Yeah.
Okay, so we really don't have to.
Make a motion.
There's no emotion, and I have already, staff approved that one.
Right. Okay. Is there any committee report? Okay, any old business? Any new business? Roger?
First of all, I received in the mail today, some of you know that some work has been done on the old Lighthouse Museum with the roof and the upper part of the second story. But the money was not there to do the major project of the windows themselves, and they're really in pretty tough shape, especially the ones on the east side. I received in the mail today a packet of requests for information to put a proposal together for the wood windows and other items that need to be done. What must have happened, Shannon Easton has been telling me that they haven't gotten any money to do this, and evidently the grant now came through. But the grant is with
Stipulations, isn't it?
it's not with the state, it's with the federal.
It's a federal grant.
And so I'm thinking that that's why they are asking for proposals for more than one. It's kind of a shame because I've got all the work done already and it's going to have to go out for bid again.
I think they have to have three.
I think they have three. I believe that's correct.
What is the building project?
That's the old Lighthouse Museum.
That's, okay, yeah.
You know, we replaced the roof and we did all the railings and the scroll work and the decks. We did quite a bit of work and it was done quite well, but the big project are the windows. And they have to be put back in kind. Even, I think, believe the species of wood.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been quite a while since they had to apply for that, but yes, it was very specific as to.
Yeah,
If I understand that correctly, I think there has to be multiple bids on that.
There has to be
right,
three.
right,
Yeah.
There has to be three, and your name was brought up because you sit on this board and you are familiar, with the
Right,
issues
yeah.
and all that. So, when I went in to talk to you folks about it, Shannon told me at that time that they wanted you on the bid.
thank you.
So I don't know if there's going to be others, has it?
Yes.
I haven't heard anything else.
But you had, my point though, I had talked to them about it, you haven't received anything else?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
It was just a surprise that I got it. I didn't even know it was in the works yet. So I was kind
Well, I
of
don't think it was ever dropped. I don't think it was ever closed. It was just they had to wait.
wait and wait.
So long, yeah.
Because Shannon had thought that she'd get it last year already.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
My experience working with federal money was that 3 bids, but they usually put the caveat in the bid request that they have the right to accept any bid. That it
Even
should
if it's
go,
not the lowest.
yeah, it should go to the lowest, but the fact that you're on the historic review board, that you've done the preliminary investigative work, that could bump you ahead of the others for services rendered. And as long as they justify it when they select.
I do know it's gonna be really expensive because I did get a price from a very high-quality carpenter, woodworker here in town, has his own shop for cabinet work and what have you. And he has to buy these special molding cutters to make the shapes that were there.
Cause it's different inside.
Yeah. It's not just putting up a window out of a catalog.
Well,
Oh, but they're diverse. They're flat too.
well, and like 4 years ago, my clusters group wanted to give funds to help refurbish the fountain, the little ponds
Mhm.
that are there by the bandstand. And we were turned down because we can't find the same kind of sand they used for the cement in 1942. So they would not let the grants be given unless you could locate that sand.
Really?
Yes. So that's how strict
Yeah.
they are with the national grants. But, so that's why they haven't been done. They won't even let the park patch them. So Shannon and I have an idea. If sand disappears and then it gets old, you don't know where you heard that.
I was gonna say, you guys gonna be out in the night?
Probably. But that's a small thing, but that's exactly what they make you jump through so many hoops. Didn't matter what kind of cement you used, you just had to have that sand.
Yeah.
Okay, any other new business?
As well as for next meeting, and that post date, for the holiday. The 2 dates that we were given are either Monday, the week before, or the following day on Tuesday. First off, Deb, do you have any constraints on either of those 2 dates?
No, I think both of them are pretty.
Okay. So I guess we'll take it to the vote.
Yeah, I cannot do the 20th.
Okay.
I have another commitment.
Is there anyone else who has anything going on either of the 2 dates that can't make it?
Do you know the date? So it sounds like one is the
One is-
20th.
One is the 20th and then the other one's the 28th. The day after Memorial Day though.
That's a Tuesday.
Yes. It would be a Tuesday, same time, 6 o'clock.
Planning Commission usually meets on Tuesdays, so it might be that 28th day,
Let me double check.
but I might be wrong.
And the thing too, we need to be thinking of, we
It
talked
might be the
about
21st.
doing a take an area walkthrough. That might be a good night to do that also, because it would be nicer. And we'd meet a little bit earlier to do that.
Not exactly sure, but I believe it's the 21st.
21st. Yeah, then either one's fine with me then.
Okay.
Okay, so first I guess we need to check with everyone on the date.
28th.
I'm okay with
Is
that.
that all right with everyone?
Sure, it's okay.
Okay, we'll say May 28th, and we will, there we go. May 28th, and is 5:30 then, all right with you, Deb? or-
That's fun.
And then we will need to select, where we wanna go.
Is 5:30 gonna be the standard then, or just for that
No,
one?
just for that
Just for
meeting,
this
for it to
particular-
be the public notice for
For
that,
walk.
we're gonna be the walk, the location and the time.
Because according to our minutes, we didn't get that done.
No,
No,
right, that's
that's
why,
what we're doing.
that's why we're doing it now.
Okay.
Everyone knows ahead of time to, don't wear your stilettos. And,
I'll leave them at home.
Especially you guys.
Yeah, especially you
There you
guys. So, okay, May 28th, 5:30 PM, we'll meet here. And we will do a walk, and I don't know if Paul, you and Deb want to choose the area, or does someone have a specific area they would like to have us start with?
Can you think of
East,
anything?
East 8th Street.
There's a lot of no work out there that's without a permit.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm on.
He's gonna bring that up
I'm gonna bring
next,
one
so,
up
Yeah,
do you want to do that area?
I mean, it doesn't matter to me, I don't have any preference.
Is that, okay,
I'm okay with that.
okay, we'll do East 8th Street.
Is a half hour sufficient? I mean,
With logistics, I don't think so.
I don't think so because,
No, I don't think so either, but,
oh, is that going to be our meeting? Is that what you're?
oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Would it help if we just met somewhere on 8th Street, if that's where we're going to go?
That would be the plan
Having to
for
come here.
5:30, but even to get out of the car, do
Right.
that, and then drive back to here and get back here by 6, I still think a half hour is not
I
enough
would
time.
say 5.
Does anyone have a problem with 5?
Sure, okay. What if we meet in the parking lot of the old central school? There's parking there,
Okay.
That's good.
or we could park in the old library to plan too, that's. You know where the old library, everything goes. Well, let's just park in the old library.
Well, my bad.
Eighth and
Where is
Spring,
that?
It's on the corner
Eighth and
of
Spring.
8th and Spring.
Thank you.
northeast corner.
Okay, we're gonna meet there at 5 o'clock. And we'll go from there.
May 28th.
Pardon? Oh, yes, May 28th. And everyone will give a reminder beforehand.
Yes, I'll get this out right away so
And
that,
for those
so
of you
those who are
that
here.
can't come, please let us know so we don't wait for you.
I'll try to send out some more reminders at that point.
That, or I'll be happy to call too, maybe, would that be better? Because sometimes Kathy doesn't get her. Did you get an email this time?
See, I'm having trouble too.
Okay, so can you get your correct email?
I did that last
Yeah.
time.
And she still didn't get it?
No, we changed it in the distribution group and everything.
Oh, okay. Well, I can do that. I'll be happy to call.
Yeah, I mean, I could also try, when I send that out, to just send it to you personally rather than within the group. Yeah.
See if that works.
I mean, it's a Gmail address, it shouldn't be a problem, but.
No, well, sometimes the little glitch. You never know. Okay, any other new business?
I have a question. The purpose of the walk is,
We'll get to that.
I thought since you were discussing it.
Yes, how many of you know the building known as the Phelock House on the corner of, northeast corner of East 8th and Cedar?
If you'll remember, Janet Smith had come here several times when she was selling the house, and the people went in and went to the courthouse and report and changed records. The son came and did all that. I don't know if you remember that, she came
Was
before us.
that with somebody like from France or
Yes,
something?
yes.
What's the
Yeah,
agency
that
doing?
sounds familiar.
It's on the corner.
402 East 8th.
Street. And finally, she had to get a lawyer to be able to get her money in, to make them change it back. How he got in to the courthouse records and was able to change that, still a mystery, but, the house is sold, she did get her money, but now, Roger gets
It
it.
has an old, really old metal roof on it. The peaked part, and then also there's a bedroom area on the east, which is a low sloping metal roof, 1 story. Well, they don't know whether they got a permit or not, but they ripped all that off. Yeah.
Hold on, I have some documentation on this one, hold on 1 second. Who read that?
They ripped it all off, put a membrane roof back on it, and some wide counter metal flashing. It doesn't even flash at the one portion of it.
Oh.
And it, according to Jan Smith, that roof is, she thinks it's a permanent. I mean, as far as it goes back to when they built the thing, back in 1869.
She said that when she was here that night.
And it's one
With
of the
the
oldest,
metal roof dated from that?
Yeah.
and it's one of the oldest houses in the area there.
I'll let Paul look, but now for public comment.
Oh,
We had talked almost for 2 years that we wanted to start walking in the different neighborhoods just to familiarize ourselves with what is in the area, what's going on, what's not going on, just different things like that. So we just chose this one. I don't know why.
super.
So each time we can, we're gonna try to choose a different area to kind of walk through.
So what I did is, after I received that call from Sue, I went out there and I pulled up a Google Maps of what it looked like before, so everyone could see. And then I went out there and site observed myself, and I really didn't see any difference, to be honest. Like, it does not look like there's a brand new roof on there, anything stripped off. If anything, maybe they weather stripped around some of the flashing and stuff like that, but I could pass that around for you guys to take a look at.
Really, you only can't see it because it's relatively flat.
Behind the fence
But
also,
if we're,
isn't it?
you know, if we're trying to keep something,
Did he have a permit?
No, not as far as I know, no.
That's a little.
And the east side is behind the fence, not the garage side, isn't it?
yes, it's on the east side.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the flat roof is above the bedroom there.
Right,
It's like a bay window,
right,
and that was
Oh.
metal before.
right.
Oh, but if that was something that if he did come in, it wouldn't be visible from the street. So therefore, we
That's
would have been
how
able to
you-
be permitted it anyways.
If you were in the front of the house, it would be.
I took
If you were on-
pictures on here, you can't see
You
anything.
can't see it.
Because that's it, right?
Yeah, that would be the one that he's talking about. I mean, you would have to be about 10 feet tall.
No,
to
this is
see on
before,
that.
this is current.
Do you think there was a standing seam?
No, it's not a standing seam.
Okay,
It's
this
It's
one then.
It's just a lock seam roof at the top. And they didn't even repair the fascia. They just put a new roof on it, didn't repair the fascia. Because that would be really visible when you did that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This is really odd.
I've been in that house, it's really quite neat inside of there.
Do we know the oldest house in Michigan? I mean, is that on record?
That's one of them. I don't know if it's the oldest, but
Yeah, yeah, that would be interesting.
I don't off the top of my head.
But there, somewhere it is.
Or like,
Now.
the first, you know, that would be an interesting thing.
if that home was federally owned,
Yes.
what they've done would have to be redone.
That might not have been
Because
Michigan
it's
City
not-
at the time. That's true.
Like it should be.
It's
If
not
you're
done like
coming
it should
from,
be.
if you're coming from the boulevard and you're walking towards Cedar, you can see that side of the house.
Yeah, the side of the house, but not the
But the roof as well. You can see some of it there. Or I may be confused, having been in the house next door and looked out the window, but I don't think so. But my memory isn't always the greatest. But I thought that Jan's husband had said that there was, the center section was the oldest, and then that it had been added onto. And
I find it amazing that that's the original roof on there, yeah. In 1869.
Hard to believe. Yeah. It really is hard to believe. I don't remember ever seeing anything else that was at least certainly not for residential.
Yeah.
there's a lady and I don't know if she's still there or if she's even still alive,
Those are
who was
from
at the
Google
Lighthouse
from
Museum,
2017.
who knew so much about the
And
history.
then he's got the existing here.
Is that it?
Yeah, what the reuse you're talking about is this one
She
back
had
here.
done some research on Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Years
She's
ago.
very good.
Well, as we leave that then, your staff is looking into that.
Yes.
Take it.
I was notified about that.
I think I've sent a note to.
So Sue, yeah, and then she sent me out there to go take a look and investigate into it, and she was gonna try to get a hold of, or try to figure out exactly as far as the contractor goes, you know, who's there, because every time I've been there, there hasn't been any vehicles or anything.
Janet Smith owns the house immediately
Okay.
to the east of that too, and she asked me to come over and take a look at it today, so and the only way you can see the roof is from the second story bedroom window.
Okay,
And the flashing that they did on that is not appropriate as far as being even being able to be called flashing.
Right.
They did cut some in, but when it gets to the part that juts out, they didn't drop the flashing. And so you've got probably that much of a gap between the roofing and the bottom of the flashing.
So it will leak and then they'll have to do it right.
So, the contractor did not do that,
Sure,
or
Mark.
the owner did that,
No, I was contracted
or
out,
was contracted.
evidently, because Janet did not recognize the people that were there.
See what it is.
Right.
Or
Yeah, because it's so flat.
I've seen trucks.
I mean, and this one is from my height, this is from a car level, so
Right.
you can Google on this one.
And I don't know, Joyce, if I asked this question last time, the house she
Yeah,
lives in
that's kind of
now,
how I thought.
Yeah.
I really
Similar
don't
in
know.
age.
I was looking, I was looking at the whole thing as a weird.
Yeah, it's
The carriage house.
I was like, I don't see anything.
but there's a gable.
I was like I said, there could have been like some of the white, you know, in
Siding
there that
needs
they
to be
filled in,
repaired.
but I was like, at that point, I
There,
don't know.
and where the,
Yeah.
it'll
Not the
require,
disaster
No.
that I was fearing.
Right. Yeah, like a brand new roof or
Yeah.
something just completely torn off.
I could see him putting like blue metal roofing from Menards on there or something.
Looking like shoreline or
Yeah.
something.
Paul, did you hear his question?
What was that?
the house, she lives in the house immediately to the east,
The carriage house.
Okay.
and there's a gable over part of the porch,
Mm-hmm.
short gable, and the siding is in pretty rough shape up there. And, it would be replaced in like kind as close as we could get, because they don't make, I found out they don't make that particular siding, because I had a contractor go up there and take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be cut to the same profile,
Yeah.
put back. We'll need a certificate for that, probably.
So do you think it's viewable from the street?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then definitely.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be something I would be able to prove. I would have to go through you guys to make sure that whatever material you think is either alike or, you know, better rather than, you know, the worst.
Yeah, that's particular type of siding. That siding profile is not made anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, that happens.
So many things. Okay, any other new business? Any other?
No.
Okay,
I do have a quick question. I was under the understanding that if it's maintenance on the property, even if it's visible from the street, that maintenance did not need a COA.
It
If it's
depends what
replacement,
you're talking about maintenance, because maintenance, if you're talking about, you know, a couple of deck boards, yeah, that'd be maintenance. If you're talking about replacing everything but the structure of a deck or something, then that's not maintenance.
right,
So it just depends, you know, what you call maintenance. With roof, we're allowed to replace in kind, same material, same color-ish type of thing. It all depends on the type of work, I guess.
Because I sent a letter, on my own business, I sent a letter to Sue because some paint is peeling on the sign and I'm gonna repair that. And she said you wouldn't need anything for that,
No.
it's just
Yeah, it's just painting it at that. It's not like you're painting your house or anything like that where you have to do anything. That possibly, if you're talking about painting a house to match, that would be more of a maintenance review type of thing. Just, you know, chipping paint and trying to, you know, fix it up a little bit, not repaint the whole house a different color type of thing. Did that answer your question better?
it's interesting because when I first moved here in 2003, I was told that in 2000, the Historic Review Board was very specific on colors, type of paint, etc. And that the city just really kicked up their heels saying, how dare you tell me what color I may paint my house. And that then at the last meeting I attended, when you were approving colors, I thought that this was, the pendulum had swung back to what it was in 2000. So are paint colors now something that needs to be approved by?
So there is a palette that we do have.
Suggested palette.
And that does have a lot of options as far as matchable colors, and we do allow for different brands of paint and such like that, as long as there's another color that can be utilized similar to it from the Sherwin-Williams historical palette. So that's usually what we usually ticket to.
Because there's a beautiful lime green or apple green house that I mean is very vibrant on 9th Street. And to be honest with you, I find it refreshing when I drive by. It stands out, it wakes you up. But I just wanted to see if I was understanding the regs correctly. Thank you.
No problem.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second?
all in favor?
Aye.
I'm not gonna be an ass.